Take this job and shove it. I ain't working here no more. Everybody's working for the weekend. Taking care of business every day. Now it's wow, welcome to the working week.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living.
Minimum wage.
Okay, we're here on the Working Lunch, WCUW 91.3 FM. I'm Jeff Turgeon. I'm your host for this show for the next hour. We're joined with our producer and co-host this month.
First time today, Sean McGauley on the ones and twos over here. That's producer speak.
That is pretty. You've got the lingo down now. You've changed, Sean. Well, it's great to have as regular viewers to the show and listeners to the show know. Last month we debuted our new co-host, Jonathan Cortez. Apparently, there's a bit of a contract dispute. Yeah,
he wanted to call the whole show Cortez Corner, I think?
He's gonna, Cortez Corner, and there's some other things there. I'm not calling him a diva, but I think some of the demands he was making, food in the green room, certain foods.
No blue M&Ms.
Exactly. Come on. This is community radio. We're in community TV. We're not here for just ourselves, our own selfish.
That's right.
Anyways, we're working through some contract disputes. We hope he'll be back.
He'll be
next
back
month.
next month. That's right.
We are looking to have him back next month.
And we've got a great show despite Jonathan not being here today.
Despite that. And so we got lots going on in the region around the workforce. This is a crazy time for us. We got summer jobs. We're kind of getting on track here with that. We've got several projects that we're working on. This is our time when we start working with our community, different partners to set some goals for ourselves for the next fiscal year, starting July 1st. So we got a lot going on.
Weather's warming up, and so is our work, right?
Yes.
As they say in the business.
So, and one big thing that we do every early spring is a job fair. The state's largest job fair is held right here in Worcester at the DCU Center in partnerships with the Worcester Sharks, which I guess that will be the last year. This was the last year of partnering with the Worcester Sharks when you think about it, right?
Sad to see the Sharks go.
Apparently, though,
Big playoff.
I'm not trying. I don't want to break any news. I hear
hot take right here.
Worcester may be in line to get a new indoor football team.
Wow.
But I think it's going to be the women.
Right?
I think it's part of the Legends Football League.
And what's the Legends Football League? Just a women's.
I think it's a women's pro league. Kind of an interesting. They have an interesting twist on the game, though. I'm not quite sure if it's a great fit for Worcester or not.
Well, I guess only time will tell.
I'm a little bit torn. I think it might be. Looking at their uniforms, I think it's a little sexist, actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
But they wouldn't be a good fit for a partner for the DCU Center job?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Possibly. But regardless, we're sad to see the
Sharks go. Yeah, well.
But yeah, again, this year, a big event.
Yeah.
Right?
Great event.
Close to 90 employers this year.
Yeah, and hundreds of job seekers came out. And I know that we had a chance to talk with some of the employers. I don't know. Are you ready to go?
Yes, we are. Hold on just one second.
Okay, we're going to go over to that now.
What's the number one thing you look for in a candidate?
So we're a human services agency, so we're always looking for people who are passionate about the job and sincerely care about what they're doing. Obviously, we're working with people with disabilities, so we want to make sure we're hiring the person who's going to be the best match and the best support for the people we work with.
1, we look for a dynamic personality. 2, we look for willingness to succeed. And 3, I would say someone that wants to be a part of a dynamic team environment.
We look for friendly people, good common sense, hardworking, dependable people that like to interact with our customers, want to get ahead because we're a fast-growing company, and want to work for an innovator in the industry.
Well, the most important things that we're looking for in a candidate, John, is somebody who's adaptable, trainable, and outgoing. We have positions available throughout the entire country, and if someone's really motivated to work, we're really looking to train them to come work for our company.
What common mistake or pitfalls should job seekers avoid?
I think the really important thing is first impressions or lasting impressions. and the dress code and appearance is really important. As an HR manager, I have a busy schedule. I put time aside to interview someone, and it really is deflating when they walk in and they're not dressed appropriately.
What's the number one job your company is hiring for this year?
Well, our company, we're a special transportation company in that we provide transportation services for school children with special needs. So right now our primary focus is on finding safe, reliable drivers and monitors, and we're always looking for good people who are caring with children for our office positions as office dispatchers and coordinators.
Right now we're hiring for diesel technicians. In the trucking industry, there's a major shortage going on right now of skilled laborers, especially for diesel technicians. So we're really pushing for well-trained, skilled technicians to join our team.
We have multiple positions open, both hourly in our manufacturing facility as well as some exempt management positions. We're looking for a lot of team leaders, like basically supervisors and within the manufacturing plant. We also have machine operators on the hourly level. Some administrative positions, forklift drivers, processing mixers, so we have a large array of different positions available right now.
This year we have the biggest need for our certified nursing assistants to work on our, in our nursing home, on our long-term care unit, our rehab unit.
Most of our work source are non-exempt employees. We're in logistics and transportation and portable sanitation construction services. We hire a lot of drivers, dispatchers, mechanics, customer service as well.
Do you post your job on social media? If so, which site?
We have a Twitter, and it's Advocates Jobs. You can find all information about our new jobs and orientations.
We do some work with Monster, Career and Foods, Career Builder. We actually are working on a career site that is available now as well, that kind of links to LinkedIn and Twitter as well.
We have jobs posted on Facebook, Twitter. We also are all on Monster as well. But we've got positions, again, available throughout the entire country.
We're really active on social media, so we often post links to our website and to our career page. So if you look at our social media page at We Know Trucks, you can find out what we're posting for and what we're looking for.
All right, well, that was a lot of employer feedback. I want to give props to our cameraman today, Matt. Matt did a great job reading the questions on there. You might have a career in voiceovers, Matt. You might have a career maybe in voiceovers, like some sort of animatronics,
animation,
animation.
Some sort of character. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of good feedback though, and job seekers.
That's
look forward to seeing. We're going to create a video of that we can.
And certainly, there's more. It seems like there's more jobs that they were hiring this year more than ever. It seemed like so that is good feedback from the employers and for folks that are going to be going to future job fairs. How to kind of approach it or whatever, and what folks are looking for. So, did we want to take a quick break before we head into our next segment? We do have a great feature that you were able to do with YouthBuild coming up here in a moment, and we'll get to that right after these announcements. And we are back from the break here on the Working Lunch WCUW. You like my radio voice?
Love the radio voice. Big fan of it. I got to get one of my own.
Well, you can. Let's practice a little bit. I think you can.
WCUW.
That's excellent.
I just can't keep it up though. You break character once you come back from break. It's hard.
You got to stay focused. You have
it's
to
a
stay
focus
focused.
thing.
Yeah.
Some people are just born with that natural.
I should open
radio
voice. A radio academy, like radio announcing academy.
Yeah.
How to stay focused would be like one of the classes. That's a 2-credit. That's an
what
elective.
Else would you teach?
2-credit elective. Stuff. I teach stuff. Talking.
I could teach how to screw up the soundboard.
There you go. how to talk seriously. That would be like serious talk.
Happy talk.
Quiet talk.
That's
an excited, crazy talk.
The late night quiet talk is the
late night
driving home, late night. Got the quiet talk.
I love listening. Do you ever listen to Coast to Coast?
No.
It's the guy, and they get to like conspiracy theories and like aliens, and there's.
Is that the one where they called up and he was like, telling me about that? Somebody called up and they're like, I'm a former employee of Area 51, and
all the time they do that. It's not unusual too. There's like one guy that's like, I'm from the future. I travel back in time. We must, do whatever, and so they get some really creepy callers. And discussions going on.
Is that an NPR or is that a?
No, I don't, that's a good question. I don't know. It's just a radio, like networked radio, AM, on the AM dial.
I'll have to look out for that one.
Coast to coast, AM coast to coast. I think of what it's called. Anyways, okay, so we've got. Speaking of great segments, we have got a great segment coming up that you were able to get out and talk to the folks over at YouthBuild, which is a youth job training program. Serves young people, I believe, 18 to 24, or 16 to 24, rather. Helps them get back on their feet if they're behind in their school and they need to get high school equivalency. They can do that. They can also obviously learn about job readiness and about career development. But then they also get a lot of hands-on work in the construction trade, right?
Yep. And actually, this first interview is the program is run by Training Resources of America, TRA. So this first interview is with Michael, who is the director of the programs over there.
Great. Why don't we go to that right now?
All right. All right, we're here now with Michael Quigley, the manager of Training Resources of America, and today we're spotlighting the YouthBuild program. Michael, how you doing today?
Good. Thanks for having me.
So we just went over to the Kilby Street site where you guys are doing a major renovation of a huge property over there.
Yeah.
And this is all part of the YouthBuild program. Can you tell us a little bit about what the YouthBuild program is?
Absolutely. So Training Resources of America has had a YouthBuild program out here in Worcester for 15 years. We've had a program in Quincy for, I think, 12 years now. I might be wrong, though. It's around that. And YouthBuild is a program that was established by Dorothy Stoneman in the 1970s. And there's 272 YouthBuilds nationwide. There's 15 other YouthBuilds in the world, some in Europe, some in Mexico, and in Brazil. And basically, the YouthBuild model is that you take in a student who dropped out of high school for whatever reason, and you give them a second chance by helping them get their high school equivalency and teaching them a trade. And the YouthBuild trade is construction, carpentry. Some YouthBuilds offer other trades, but basically the model is carpentry. This year in Worcester, we have 16 students, and they are going to school Monday through Friday. And on a work site Monday through Friday. They get split up into two groups, and those groups rotate each week from a site that you were on at One Kilby and in the classroom. And when they're in the classroom, they're learning a couple different things. They have their academics, which is math, reading, science, social studies, and did I miss a subject here? Math, reading, writing, social studies. Science, yeah. Sorry.
What else are you teaching these
kids? We do teach science. And they're also working on leadership development, which is a curriculum developed by YouthBuild USA. Blueprint for Democracy is a curriculum by YouthBuild USA that is getting them involved in local politics, state politics, and federal politics. And job readiness. And the job readiness course is two fronts. It's basic soft skills for the workforce, and then it's working towards their PAC certificate, which is a nationally recognized certificate in construction, which since we've been offering that, we've had 100% participants graduating with that every year in YouthBuild, which is really good for the workforce. And also one thing that YouthBuild does that most nonprofit programs aren't able to do is we offer a stipend. So the students, if they have perfect attendance here, at the end of each week, they get $150 living stipend. And that's a real
incentive.
Yeah, it really is. So.
Yeah. So next week, Michael will be taking us to YouthBuild Brazil, so we can check that out.
Right.
So I heard you say that YouthBuild serves high school dropouts. Are there any other requirements for students to get involved with this?
Yeah, I mean, typically they have to be from the Worcester area to be in the Worcester program. They have to be from that demographic, and we're looking for students predominantly from low-income families.
And they don't have to have any sort of background in construction, because I know we talked to Pedro, who's like the all-star now, and he started with nothing, right?
No, because during the intake process, some of the students tell us that they have a background in construction, but once we get them on a site, we really see that they don't. A lot of students think they want to be in construction until they're working in the middle of the winter outside. So YouthBuild is more than just construction. Last year, our group was more academic. 8 of them are in college right now, which is a really high number for YouthBuild. This year's group, I believe is more for the construction workforce, and it goes year to year, depending on the students. So,
you evaluate the students and kind of...
Yeah, and it's a misperception of the program because they think all these students are going to work in the Carpenters Union, and that's just not going to happen. They all have their own goals. A lot of the time when they hear, they think they want construction, but it's hard work, and it's not for everybody. You know.
Yep. And so we talked a little bit about the academic side that they learned, you know, math, writing, reading, science. What are some of the skills that they'll learn on the job site, the hands-on stuff?
Yeah, so on the job site, they'll this year it's different because they're starting right off with demolition, and then they'll learn, you know, important skills such as putting stairs in, windows in, putting the siding up on the house, all the skills that you would need to be a skilled laborer or carpenter. The PAC certification, there's a list of requirements that they have to cover with their instructor, Jerry, who's a union contractor who works for Training Resources of America. And once they cover all those skills, they get their certificate. So he does a good job of teaching that in the classroom and then doing the hands-on stuff on the work site.
And once students graduate the program, I know you mentioned some would go on to apprenticeship, something in the building trades. Others might go to college. Are there other things that students do with their skills and after they graduate?
Yeah, interestingly enough, so we have a student, Marcus Diaz, who's from the Worcester Public Schools Transition Program. And when he came to us, he was very upfront about loving construction, but he also loves cars. He loves working on cars. So right now, he is working for a mechanic in the Worcester area doing a full-time internship that in October is going to turn into a full-time job. We have another student, Savannah, who wants to go into nursing. So we're setting up something with the Red Cross that she's going to start interning there. So we do have other connections that we set the students up with. That being said, once they do that, they have to understand they won't be on the work site with us anymore. They'll be doing their own thing.
And then today's, going back to, you know, the Kilby Street build, the site we visit today, which, by the way, is huge, very impressive. I can't wait to see the finished product.
Yeah, me too.
Can you tell us a little bit about how that site was selected?
Yeah, so what we do is when we go after our grants for refunding at the end of each cycle, we have to find some projects in the Worcester area that provide low-income housing to Worcester residents. So that's what we look to work on. We're trying to build low-income housing, either rehabbing a unit or building it from the ground up. Maine South CDC, which has been a partner with YouthBuild on 5 other projects, had availability at this site and at 898 Main Street, which is perfect for us because if we can rehab one of those units at Kilby, then we've lived up to what we need to do.
Yeah.
But we're actually going to be able to do Kilby and 898, so we're going above and beyond. And the great thing about Maine South CDC is they have projects everywhere. So, for instance, if the demolition's done at Kilby and we don't have the tools or whatnot to move on to something else, he'll have a project where we can go put windows in or a bathroom in somewhere. So these kids are constantly working. My hope is that Maine South CDC is our partner going forward forever because they're awesome. Steve Diesel is such a good guy, and the work they do in the community is phenomenal.
Yeah, it sounds like a wonderful partnership between somebody that can do the rehab and somebody that has the property with that partnership with CDC.
Absolutely.
So this particular building, huge. I think it's something like 8 units in there.
Yeah.
When do you expect the property to be finished, finalized?
Well, that's hard to say. We're hoping within a year. You know, we'll definitely have our portion done before October. And if the project wasn't done within a year, it's a good possibility we would go back and help finish it up. But I know they want to get it done. It's the one last property on that street. And you saw Kilby. It's come a long way.
Yeah.
Once that's done, that's a beautiful neighborhood.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so after, I heard you say it would be transformed into low-income housing. How does that process work? Is that something that's through CDC, or is there a lottery to see who lives in it? Or
that is done through the CDC.
Oh,
yeah,
excellent. So there was also some other projects. I know there's 2 projects going on right now, one on Main Street and one on Kilby. But in that area, YouthBuild has had some past projects. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the past projects that YouthBuild has had?
Sure, and I'll start with the ones that I was involved with since being the manager here. So in the Main South area, we partnered on the Stone Suit project on King Street. That's where I started here when I was took over the Worcester office. And then last year we partnered with Matthew 25 and we did the 3 Benefit Terrace project that they have going on there. That's a two housing unit that we helped rehab one there. And then in the past, we did another project on Kilby Street with Maine South CDC. It was 15 Kilby Street. We've done projects on Hall Street, and we've done other projects such as 3 deckers and 2 ground-up projects. So all in total, I mean, Worcester has been doing this for over 15 years. So our impact on Maine South and the community of Worcester is definitely here.
You can definitely see it just driving through. I mean, there's just nice house after nice house that in yards. We saw people outside playing in the yard. It's really
makes a
transforming
difference,
the area.
you know. And we should have had you guys come to Benefit Terrace last year, because one thing I noticed about Benefit Terrace is once the project really started getting going, the people that lived in the neighborhood really cared about how the neighborhood looked. They saw people rehabbing the houses there, because Matthew 25 actually has 2 properties on that street. One of them that was finished when we got there, and one that we were working on. And you see the difference that it makes. People start to really care about the community when the community cares about the people.
So YouthBuild, if people are interested in learning more about YouthBuild or getting involved, are there times where people can sign up? Is it an ongoing enrollment? Is there certain dates?
So it's not ongoing enrollment. Our cycles right now run from January to October. I would say that you could come in and fill out an application at any time. If there's not a YouthBuild cycle running right now, we actually have 3 students who attend our night program, our adult basic ed at night on Tuesday and Thursdays. And basically what they're doing is showing us they're going to be committed. And then when YouthBuild rolls around, they're going to get in. And they're 3 really good kids. So that's one way to do it. You know, come in and start educating yourself now. Don't wait until next year to educate yourself. We have programs here you can do, and then you can transition into YouthBuild next year.
And then, so YouthBuild is just one piece of what Training Resources of America, TRA, does. Can you give us just a couple of seconds on some of the other programs you had? I know you mentioned the Adult Basic Ed. Are there other programs yet?
At night we have Adult Basic Ed for adults looking to help themselves with reading, writing, and math, and prepare for the high school equivalency. We also offer ESOL courses for English learners. We have a Career Pathways program for ESOL learners at night as well. So basically they're learning English and learning basic wire assembly for manufacturing. And then during the day we have 3 youth programs. The YouthBuild program, we have a WIA-funded Achieve program. And the Achieve program basically takes in young people without a high school equivalency, help them get that high school equivalency. And we also offer a career track in customer service, so they can get a nationally recognized certificate in customer service. And then we have a program during the day called Young Parents Program. That's a program that is partnered with the Department of Transitional Assistance. And those young parents are referred to us, and we help them get their high school equivalency and work on parenting skills, as well as other things.
So you guys are doing so many great things here in Worcester, TRA.
Yes, we're trying, you know, and the students, they have an impact on the city themselves. You know, one of our students spoke at City Hall the other day, in speaking with the people at City Hall, saying this is a great thing you're doing with the courthouse. You know, you picked a great company to work for that courthouse, and you know they're going to hire Worcester residents. That's the agreement they just made, and you know we took our students there and said this is the Worcester resident. And the reps at City Hall last night, they said that student from YouthBuild helped me make my decision. And you know, I introduced myself to Brady Sullivan. I said, you can hire this student. They're ready to work. And that's for any other contractor in the city. You know, these kids are ready to work. They have a good reputation. We've partnered with St. Gobain, another great organization that's out here. They come and teach science in the classroom. They work with our students on the work site, and they give us tours of their facilities. There's companies that care about these kids. And these opportunities are huge, so it's a great program.
And it's these partnerships that help keep everything going.
Yeah, and you guys putting us out there, this is big. People need to know who these kids are because they're ready to work.
So speaking of putting it out there, so if people are interested in YouthBuild or any other TRA program, should they come to the website for more information? Come here to the
Yeah, it's either what they want to do. They can go on the website and they can send us an email, and I get it, and then we give them a call. We have a Facebook page and a Twitter. They can tweet us, or they can just come to 2 Foster Street or call us. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for taking some time to talk to us about YouthBuild and TRA, and also giving us a tour of the Kilby site. You have to promise that you'll invite us back a year when you guys have that everything complete, because we'd love to take a tour.
All right, so we're back live. Sean, great job with the interview.
Oh, thanks. It was great to talk to Michael. I mean, he's clearly passionate about the work he does. You know, just great stuff they have going on there.
And boy, yeah, they do. They have a lot going on there too.
Yeah,
very impressed with their programs. TRA does a great job managing the program as well. and you know those young people really do get a lot of great hands-on experience. That was filmed or taped over at the Kilby.
No, that's over at their Foster Street location. So
Okay.
the Training Resources of America, that's like where they do their classroom section of the YouthBuild program.
Okay.
So then we also went over to Kilby Street for their build site, which is actually just down the street here from the studio.
And just a little background again, that's a very large.
It's huge. I think they have 8 different apartments in there.
Wow.
And so the students took us for a tour, and then we had a chance to sit down with Pedro and Rose. So
They're participants in the program?
Pedro actually is a graduate of the program, and now he's one of the assistants, and Rose is a student.
Great. Let's go to that.
One second. All right, we're here now with Pedro from the YouthBuild site. Pedro, how are you doing today?
Doing good.
And again, I saw you. Oh, I'm doing great. Just got a great tour of the facility. It's a big project. Looks like a lot to take on. But I saw you in there breaking down walls and going to town. How's that experience been for you so far?
It's pretty good. Kind of used to it this year because I was in YouthBuild actually last year, and got hired this year to be kind of like a role model student on the job site supervisor, kind of watch out, you know what I mean, help make sure the kids do good, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Keep up with the stuff that they do here.
So you're actually the boss on the site then. You're ordering everybody around.
Nah, I'm the assistant.
So you actually came back for another year. So what was it in the first year that made you say, I got to get another year of that this is a great experience?
I mean, coming, from not knowing nothing, like no skills and nothing, just underhand stuff, working with family members. And so when you get into a non-profit organization, it's just it takes you not even just one step up, it takes you a couple steps, you know what I'm saying, to get to, when you want to be. So it's kind of I don't know, if you really want to get into construction, you can start off with this kind of program.
So you came with zero experience in construction, didn't know what a hammer was, didn't know how to use a saw, that kind of thing, and now you're an assistant to the leader. Can you tell us about some of the skills you've learned and now know?
Yeah, really measuring and a lot of sawing, cutting pieces. That's what I really did last year. And this year it's kind of a lot of demolition, kind of you don't never know what you're going to get into, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
So it's kind of you're learning every day, kind of, you know what I'm saying?
And last year, was it a different build you were working on? Where was the home you guys were working on?
It was on Benefit Terra. It was a little bit, couple blocks down that way. And it was a 3-building too. But last year we didn't have to do no demolition. It was already done for us. So this year's kind of flip around. We do the demolition first, and they start, fixing up the house.
And do you have any plans for after YouthBuild? Do you plan to use all these skills that you've learned to do something in construction? What's your next step?
I mean, hopefully to get into the union one day. I'm still thinking about it strong, but for right now, I'm just going with the flow.
So you want to get into an apprenticeship type of thing with the union?
I kind of want to get my own business and in another thing, but I'll do this until if I ever do want to do construction in the long run, I'll know I'll have some skills at it.
Own your own business. So do you have a name picked out?
It's for hair, barbering. So it's not really the same in the same level, nothing. But not yet. Probably just be my first name.
Pedro's Constructions has a nice ring to it, right? No comment. Well, thanks again, Pedro, for taking some time, and good luck with the program. So we're here now with Rosemary. Is it Rosemary?
Rosemary.
Rosemary, and we're at the Kilby Street build site for YouthBuild. And Rosemary, how did you get involved with the YouthWorks program?
Well, I got involved. I knew from a friend he was in this program the year before, and I found out through him, and that's how I got in. And the experience in this program is awesome.
Excellent. And what are your plans to do after you graduate?
Well, after I graduate, I'm planning to go to college, get a business degree, and eventually have my own business in carpentry.
Excellent. And can you tell us a little bit about what kind of stuff you guys are doing today? I saw you breaking down some walls, pulling down the ceiling. You're going to town out there. What are you doing?
Well, right now we are remodeling this whole building. We're breaking down walls, putting up new ones, and pretty much starting everything from scratch, from the inside of the house out.
And if one of your peers was thinking about taking the YouthBuild course and joining the program, what kind of advice would you have for them?
The advice I can give them is a lot of strength. You need a lot of strength. You need to think a lot. There's a whole bunch of safety problems that you have to you know, there's a whole bunch, how can I say it, safety issues you have to know and be able to do this right and not hurt yourself. But it's a great experience. It's awesome. For those kids that do want to do something with their life, this is the program to start with.
So it's not for the weak.
Oh, it's not for the weak, no.
And actually, speaking of strength, I know you guys go through, the first week is Mental Toughness Week, and Joel was giving us a tour, and he was telling us that was a very tough week. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with that?
Well, mental toughness, it starts off with a certain amount of people. Everybody that did go into the program, they do choose a certain amount of people for the program. So pretty much you have to show them and show effort, come into school all the time, on time, every day. As you do that for the first 2 weeks, you're past mental toughness. It's pretty much giving all you can give.
And only the strong survive. So how long do you have before you graduate?
Just about 6 months
And
in October.
And so you probably won't be here when to see the finished product. Do you have any plans to come back and take a tour?
Well, the finished product, yeah, I'm coming back, definitely.
Excellent.
Definitely.
Well, thank you for taking some time to talk to us.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so that was
Catch you off guard there.
Caught me off guard there, but so do we have one more segment in the?
Yeah, and I just wanted to take a second to apologize to Pedro because I misunderstood him in the interview. I thought he said something about doing stuff in here, but he was saying hair. So Pedro's Construction probably isn't a great.
It's not a good name.
Barbershop.
For the well, you know, constructing.
It could be one of those things where it brings people in. You know,
constructing good hairstyles.
That's a good tagline. Yes, so we do have one more interview. We went to the Foster Street location where they do the second part of the program, which is all classroom.
So they get the classroom and the hands-on.
Yep, so
this
these
is the
students were doing the opposite. They go on opposite weeks. So.
Okay.
All right. I didn't get you guys' names, so can we go down the line and get the names?
Well, my name's.
Oh, the other line.
Well, my name is Gracia Bashir. Akiana Molina.
I'm Nelson Cruz.
Excellent. You guys are part of the YouthBuild program.
Yes.
And this week you guys are in the classroom portion. So we just went down to the Kilby Street site and we were with your classmates and they were tearing down walls and throwing stuff around and swinging hammers. And you guys are in here doing pencils, and I saw you guys doing some history work. So can you tell me a little bit about how you guys heard about YouthBuild and how you got involved? Maybe we just go down the line this way.
My cousin, the guy that's on the pipe, he told me about YouthBuild.
Pedro's your cousin. So we interviewed Pedro and we heard about his award. Seems like a really nice guy, and he's really he's a supervisor over there, right? Mm-hmm. How about you?
I actually learned about it from a past employee here, Carmen, and I kind of got into it this year.
Mine was the same. She was my teacher
For a young parent
yes.
program.
And that's how I know about YouthBuild and I came here.
Excellent. So what's going on in the classroom today? I saw you guys outside. You were reading something. It looked like it was a history thing.
Yeah, about the American Revolution.
Yeah.
So we gotta answer these questions that our teacher gave us, which is a lot.
And they're all on the wall over there. That's why we all up looking for questions.
So YouthBuild isn't just about swinging a hammer and learning how to run a saw. There's also a classroom
It's like
piece for this.
vocational. It's 1 week school, 1 week work.
And what are you guys studying for?
The high set.
High set?
Yep.
And so what are your plans once you get that high set diploma?
Well, my plan is I want to get into cosmetology school.
Yeah.
So that's my plan.
I
Once I
plan-
get my high set.
I plan on going into the Carpenters Union.
Yeah.
Pretty much auto body.
Auto body. Excellent. We talked to somebody else who was interested in the auto body too. So you guys have varied interests, but you know you'll have this skill at the end that you'll know how to build a house from the ground up, how to rehab a house, right? So the way the classroom works is you'll do a week here in the classroom and then a week at the build site, right?
Yes.
So which one's your favorite? Who likes doing
I
the
like
classroom?
school.
You like school?
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
like
I
school.
enjoy both, but school kind of takes the apple.
Yes.
School? All school? Wow, you're just saying that because your teacher's over
No,
there, right?
I like teachers out there.
So, what would you say to somebody of your peers if somebody's watching this or listening to this and they were interested in taking the YouthBuild program? What would you say to them? What kind of advice would you have for them?
It's a life changing, actually. Like, you could grow and continue your life more, you know?
They're pretty much giving you a second chance
yes.
to keep.
And you, like, a lot of experience. Like, if they don't got the experience, then what YouthBuild gives them that experience.
They're very hands-on.
Hands-on.
They have what public schools don't.
Cool. And the other piece I wanted to ask you guys about, because I heard that you guys all go through this first week is a mental toughness week.
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, and some people don't make it, right? So you guys are the cream of the crop. You guys made it. Some of your classmates didn't make it through that week and may have to take the program again. Can you tell us about those first 2 weeks? Like, what's so hard about it?
It wasn't even hard. It's basically to show. It wasn't hard.
You gotta show, like, you gotta be on time.
Yeah, on time.
Yep.
You gotta be dedicated to what work they give you and to focus on it.
Just to see if you're prepared for this kind of program.
And so if you're like a minute late, you get kicked out of the program and you have to take it next year?
They give you like a warning.
A warning.
Early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable.
I like that. That's good. That's good. Well, thanks for taking some time to talk to me about the classroom side of the YouthWorks program.
Well, thank you for having us here.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.
Some good young people there, huh? Good.
Oh yeah, great
It's good
students.
that's why it's such a great program to give, those young people that just need a second chance. They need to, for whatever reason, the traditional school route didn't quite work for them, or might have been other things going on in their life at the time, and so to have a second chance program that can help them get back on their feet, and of course the positive outcome too for society is they're going to be more productive citizens. They'll get jobs. They'll be able to go out to eat and buy a car and pay taxes and do all those positive things that help in other ways with society, since they've got the skills that they need and the education they need to start their careers.
And all of the students were very excited about the program and excited to be there.
Yeah, that comes through.
Yeah. Everybody had smiles on their faces, interacting with the teacher on the build site, everything. They were just very passionate about what they were doing.
That's great. So it's a wonderful program. So we again give the folks, Michael and the team at TRA, credit for the work they're doing there at YouthBuild.
Yeah, and we'll have to. I did talk to Michael. We're going to do another segment after the site is built, so we can go through and tour it and see what it looks like now that once it's already built up.
Now we do have other programs that help prepare people, and one of them that as you know is the program that we brought up from Australia. We had Maria Smith on the program. Geez, probably was it a year and a half ago? A year ago?
Yeah,
about a year ago.
Yeah, absolutely.
Time flies. So she had helped us launch bring the program from Australia here, and this is I think the third adult session that we've had with adult job seekers. We've done also I think 3 or 4 with youth participants. All have been extremely positively reviewed, and the young people and adults just have a lot of great feedback. And we had a chance to catch up with. We had a session, so they're 2-week sessions.
Yep.
About 20 hours a week, I think, each week for 2 weeks.
So it's our longest workshop or program offered at Workforce Central. Is that correct?
It is. Yeah. And so our newest program is our longest program. How's that? Yeah.
But yeah, you said we did some interviews with some of the participants, and we've done this in the past, and everybody who goes through the program has nothing but great things to say.
Yeah.
So interviewing these folks.
And it should be said, it's not like we're editing this out.
No, I don't have much experience with the Bounce program other than talking to Maria and talking to the students who've gone through, the graduates.
Yeah.
But it sounds like the best thing. Everybody says, even the ones who go through it, I want it for my husband, I want it for my wife. Everybody should take Bounce. It just sounds
more people
incredible.
should be out there bouncing. That's what we've been saying for a while. Why don't we play that? Why don't we play the feedback then with the folks that went through the program?
How would you describe the Bounce program to others?
I would, personally for myself, I describe the program as a neat way to get back into the employability mindset for job seekers. No matter what age, what stratus of society you're in, I think it's a great segue to get people that maybe recently out of work and perhaps maybe depressed to get up again and to look at their values and what they can contribute. Bounce has been a real energizing, motivating opportunity for me to meet others in the same boat, if you will, and realize you're not alone and that there are ways you can go about getting back into the workforce successfully. I would recommend the program highly because, again, it's a positive reinforcement of your personal values, your skills, what you can contribute to your employers and to society in general, so that you can get back into the workforce and be a productive member of life. A good candidate would be anybody that was either recently removed from work or entering, is first time entering work. Maybe recent graduates might be really benefiting from this type of program to analyze their skills and their work values and really think about where a good job fit between them and the workplace would be. To me, Bounce is an opportunity to meet others and to learn how you relate to their situation and how they relate to your situation, so that you can frame your situation not at extremes, either I'm really great or I'm really negative. It's an opportunity, a good opportunity to position yourself for success in life.
What did you take away from the Bounce program?
When I came in, I was a bit unsure. I was laid off and then trying to get back into the work thing. But when I was unsure of Bounce was, when I was told Bounce, you have to take, I was introduced to Bounce like you have to take that leap of faith into Bounce and make, because it's very difficult to explain. You have to experience Bounce to actually understand what it means to you, because it's not common for everybody, it's not generalized, it's an experience for you have to go through to understand. It is your own journey. So when I came into Bounce, I came with that doubt with myself. So what I take away after these 2 weeks is I know what I'm capable of. I know that somebody else's perception is not my reality. Just because somebody thinks A, B, and C doesn't mean that I am that A, B, and C. The confidence that I always had and I had lost somewhere in between, actually it gave back to me, and it instilled that confidence in me, which was timely, I think. At the end of the Bounce program, we do this little sheets where it says, like, where other members or cohorts, as it's called, they write down for you what they think of you in their own words, like one word or in sentences or whatever they think of you. So there were some things that really touched me. There was one person that actually said that I listen to what others are saying, understand exactly what they're saying, and try to help them, which I think it's wonderful to know that somebody does perceive me as, looks at me as somebody who they can go to for help. I mean, it does mean a lot to me. That's one of those. And then I was like tactful, confident, a lot of stuff that really said how it's a good support system, I would think. We have a Facebook page now, so we all are hoping to keep in touch forever, which would be nice. But there's a lot of things that you take in. Like I said before, it's a personal journey you have to make for yourself. I can't make the journey for you. You have to make it. I had to make my journey, and then that's what I learned was empowered. It did empower me to have more confidence in me, to make me believe what I have, what I dreamed, or what, no, we're not supposed to say dream. What I have for goals is achievable. A lot of us came down like very downtrodden, like, I mean, bottom, wanting to have the confidence, wanting to, some of us were torn with a lot of stuff. And so it gave us, I think that's what it did. It gave us ourselves back to us. So it gave me back to me. I don't know if it makes any sense, but that's, I would recommend it for everybody. In fact, we were talking to Maria Smith, who was the founder of Bounce. We Skyped with her, and a lot of folks felt that this is probably good to even introduce at the high school level, where it's a life sustenance program, if you ask me. everybody should know what you're capable of. That's one of the things we do. How to be true to yourself. One of the programs that we talk, most extensively the program talks about to being true to yourself, what your values are, understanding the core of yourself, the values, the integrity, how you can go, how you have to be true to your values. You just can't take a job just because you have a job in front of you. You're out of job, now there is a job in front of you. You just can't jump into it. You have to know whether it suits your values. Because if you don't and you just take a job for sake of it, you're going to be miserable in it, and it's not going to help you or help anybody. So that's one of the lessons we took. And a lot of stuff is just life lessons. And I think it should be introduced to every person, irrespective of whether they are on job, whether they are old, young, male, female, ethnicity. I think it was going to help everybody. And again, it's a journey. It's just not, the outcomes are not similar for everybody. We all have taken different things. We have all learned what our anchors are. When you're in a bad place, how come to get back to the good place that you want to be. So I think at least for that one lesson where you do not, because it's to ward off the negativities, to get back into the positive. That's what, it's one of the aspects that Bounce teaches us. At least for that one aspect, I would tell them yes. Because there's so much negative in the world. Again, you face it every day. And Sean, like, how to bring back yourself in the positive view. At least for that one, I will recommend that everybody does it. I got the thing, and there's an online program. I was hoping my husband can get onto it too.
So you're recommending it to everybody then?
I would do it for everybody from high school up. To me, Bounce is a journey that I have taken in this past 2 weeks. I knew a bunch. I came in a newbie to a room full of people that I didn't know, and I have 15 other friends I take with me. And I have made the journey. I had lost confidence, and now I have it back. I've reclaimed myself, to quote that tagline for me. So yeah, I like that I came to Bounce because I was doubtful at first, and I'm glad that I made that decision to come back and sit down at the desk. It's really wonderful.
Okay, so we're back live again. I'm always amazed after we do a program, especially the Bounce program in particular, to hear the feedback from people and how it really kind of gets at a deeper level than a lot of the different, we do a fair amount of workshops or whatever, and they're good for that, hey, you want to do a new resume, get some skills on an interview, job search techniques or whatever, but this is really kind of more the kind of mental, emotional side of job seeking, right?
Yeah, actually, a couple of people had said, it's changing my outlook on job search, but it's also changing my outlook on life. So it's like you kind of alluded to there. It's spilling over into their whole outlook on life.
Yeah, it gives them a different perspective on things, and certainly we're excited about that program. And we actually have Maria Smith coming back up from Australia here locally next month. And she's going to be working with some of the staff and helping kind of help them understand what the program, is about, so that they can help get the clients that they work with and the customers they work with referred over to the program.
Oh, excellent. Maybe we can get Maria on the show next month. Little teaser right there.
Little teaser right there. Yeah. So why don't we go for a quick break and then come back? We've got a few more things to do while we have time here in the studio. Okay, so moving on, one of the things that we like to do on the show is spotlight local business. And
this is my favorite segment.
Your favorite segment?
My favorite segment.
So it's downtown with Ethan Brown. So depending on whether you consider downtown, it's one word, right? So if you were to do an acronym, it'd be DWEB.
Yep.
And so we use the acronym around here in our show treatment and our show scheduling. And I was like, oh, Sean, what's dweeb about? What's this dweeb thing? And no, it's pronounced.
I like D-Web.
D-Web.
Personally.
He looks like he's like D-Web kind of guy.
Because of the hat.
Because of the hat. Just the way, you know.
Dweebs don't wear hats like that.
No, and dwebs don't either.
But a D-Web wears a hat
D-Web.
like that.
And that's almost, there's a basketball player?
C-Web. There used to be
I was going to say
Chris Webber.
D-Wayne? D-Wade?
Too, yeah, there you go.
D-Wade, I should say, right? D-Wayne. B-Wayne is Batman, right? No, B-Wayne is Bruce Wayne. I call him B-Wayne.
Okay. So anyways, Ethan visited a spot kind of close to us downtown, the Theatre Café.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we've got that interview right here.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown.
Nope. Mr. Pop.
I don't know why you don't take me downtown, like you got anywhere better to be. Will I see you tonight on a downtown train?
Nope.
And now it's time for another edition of Downtown with Ethan Brown.
Hello and welcome to another segment of Downtown with Ethan Brown. I'm your host on the scene, Ethan Brown. During the segment, we like to highlight some of the businesses, organizations doing business in the Worcester area. I am here at the Theatre Café with Bill. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. You guys actually been around for a little while. How long?
Been around for about 4.5 years.
Okay, awesome. And why'd you choose Worcester?
Well, let's see. Why did we choose Worcester? We threw a dart at a map. No, we actually were looking for a place to open a cafe, and we found this location on Craigslist, and that's how we chose it, believe it or not.
Craigslist, really? Listen, the people out there, there are some good things that come off of Craigslist. By the way, I also got a lawnmower from there. It didn't work properly. It was a wheel missing, but Bill's experience was better. That was awesome.
Stay away from the sneaker ads. Stay away from the sneaker ads because that can get you in trouble.
Really?
Yeah.
Situations like they'll advertise 2 sneakers but only give you 1.
Or they meet you with a knife instead of sneakers, yeah.
Wise advice. Awesome. Bill, tell me a little bit about, the food you guys make. What makes Theatre Café so unique?
Well, I think what makes us unique is that we have a wide variety of food that we prepare, and everything's prepared from scratch with fresh ingredients. We don't use prepackaged foods. We make all our own homemade soups, stocks, sauces. We roast our own meats, and we do everything from scratch and make sure that it's fresh and the best quality available.
That sounds really, really good. I was here when we started setting up and looking at the menu, and you guys have meatloaf. Is it Thursdays?
Every Thursday we make a fresh homemade meatloaf, yes.
Wooby dooby. They put pork in their meatloaf. I've never had pork in my meatloaf. Why pork?
Meatloaf is typically a blend of different meats. A lot of people will just use beef, but for traditional recipes usually called for beef, pork, and veal, or beef and pork.
Now, do you have something back there we can sample?
Not today because it's Wednesday.
Makes sense. Everybody gets to wait another day. I'm still kind of recovering from the New Year's. Sorry about that. So if people kind of want to come down, grab, where are you guys located?
We're at 529 Main Street. We're halfway between City Hall and the Hanover Theater. So it's an easy location to find right here on Main Street. There's parking on street right out front, and it's a convenient location.
Awesome. It sounds really good. Sean's in the background. Sean's not doing the camera today, but I'm trying to get him to be my makeup guy. But Sean, just so you know, in the back, we're coming back here tomorrow, okay? And you're paying for my food, all right? Since you've been kicked off the camera, you are my gopher. You better go for this and go for that, all right? All right. Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Awesome. Hey, listen, we're sending it back to the studio. That's going to get you where you need to be.
All right, another great session with D-Web.
So we calling Ethan D-Web now, or just the segment?
I guess it doesn't matter. Sure, either one. He's really calling you out, though, huh?
Yeah. You know, every time I'm off camera, he likes to call it back to me and
Gives you the business.
and I don't have a chance to respond at all because I'm just the face off camera.
You can like shake the camera, yes or no, is about the only thing you could do.
That actually might be a nice touch, nice addition.
Yeah, I think people viewing would love to see a camera shaking. They find that relaxing.
Yeah, but a great segment and a great spot to eat. One of the interesting things about Theatre Café is there's a lot of pictures of famous people on the wall that have eaten there, that have performed at Hanover
For
Theatre.
real or just pretend?
For real. Do people put pretend?
I've got you speechless. Well, that's what I'm wondering. I see Johnny Cash on the walls here in the studio. We got Jimi Hendrix, B.B. King. I think that's an actual picture of Jimi Hendrix when he was here, because I see there's a bumper sticker up in the corner that looks like it's. But I don't think Johnny Cash was here. I wouldn't assume Johnny Cash was here.
But
I
these
guess
are-
I'm questioning
these were
whether they
in
put it up
the-
saying these people were here, or whether you just saw
There's
some pictures of celebrities like, oh, they must have been here. Did you assume that?
There's the pictures are actually the celebrities inside of Theatre Café with the owner.
Okay, and not to put too much of a point on it, but Photoshop. I'm thinking Photoshop.
You know what you need to do is just go down to Theatre Café and try the meatloaf. It's great, and take a look.
I
at the
have
pictures.
heard one. Well, actually, I've gone down there for like coffee.
Yeah. Oh, great coffee.
Great coffee. I've done coffee and like muffins and stuff. I haven't gone down there. I haven't had a chance to get over there for lunch or dinner or whatever. So, and then, are they open for dinner? Do they do like a dinner?
Good question. I believe so, but
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
Great. Well, that whole district is coming alive, and a friend of mine is opening a bar. It used to be Jack's. It's going to become, I think it's going to be called the Muse, if I'm not mistaken here. But lots happening in that district. Of course, the innovation, the renovation of the T&G building to become the Innovation Center and the downtown campus for Quinsigamond Community College also plays into that. And the Hanover, and there's an expansion next door. I think there's some renovations there. Lots of stuff going on in that district, that neighborhood. So good stuff. So I really appreciate that. Good to see Ethan Brown getting out there and helping with that. We only have a few minutes left, and we do have a mailbag.
Yeah, I've got the outro music on, so maybe we can just, instead of doing the intro to the mailbag, maybe we could just talk about what the letter was.
Well, you know what?
disappoints you,
I
but-
think we're gonna save this one. I'm gonna make an executive decision here. We're gonna save this for next show.
Yeah.
Leave people in suspense.
There we
It's
go.
about what to wear for your interview.
That sounds like a good one. You got to tune in next
You
week.
got to tune in next one. And between now and then, we're gonna have a lot of people just walking around like not knowing what to wear.
Yeah.
So tune in next month's edition of the Work Lunch. Thank you for joining us this month. On behalf of Sean McGauley and myself and Matt and Jessica, the team at Cable Services, for their help, and all the folks here at WCUW, including Troy Tyree, who helped you learn the board.
Yeah.
Thank
you, Troy.
So have a great month, and we'll be back with you next month.